Okay, welcome. Today, in this special edition, I'm going to introduce the use of trend lines. Okay, now to draw trend line is very important when you are trying to identify an area price might react from. So to draw trend line, for instance, if it's a bearish trend line, which is a trend line comes downwards, that comes downward, you have to pick first of all two primary points. The first point will be the point where price rolls over. The second point will be the closest point to the place price rolled over, or where you call your primary point. Okay, it must not necessarily be place price rolled over because you can use here for the beginning of your trend line. This could be your second point. So the point is, the main fact here is that you choose one point, then you choose a second point that is closest to the main point, then allow price to tell you where it will react from. Before now, I wouldn't categorically say, oh, price will react somewhere from here. But based on experience, I would know that whatever the price wants to do, this would serve, these particular levels will serve as areas price would fail to break above. But the beauty of trend line is that trend line would tell you categorically where if your assumptions are right. Now this is the first point, like I said, this is the second point, so we'll put it there, then see what price will do. As you can see, voila, price told us where it was going to turn even before this occurred. Okay, for those who like using trend line to trade, they would have put their sell limit somewhere around here, so that as price is retracing, they'll get activated. Then stop loss will be between 15 to 30 pips. Most people do that, 15 to 30 pips, then catch this dip to this level here. Okay, but since I don't use trend line to enter a trade, I used it just to identify areas price would react from. But when you continue observing the chart, you would have an idea where price would react from and where you anticipate to take your trade. Okay, so looking at this is an area where price would want to test your ability to differentiate a weak breakout and a strong breakout. As you can see, price broke out of the trend line, something like this, came back for a retest, went higher, failed to do anything, came back. Some people would have added position for buys here if they had entered buys here. Added position, keep their stop loss somewhere around here. But this is why I don't use trend line to enter trades. Because if you are taking a buy, definitely would have been taken out. So trend line is basically used to just identify where price might react from. Okay, potential area price might react from, not necessarily to trade. Okay, like in this case, price reacted from this point, so it gave me an idea. Okay, this is where price might react from. So if price starts retracing, I will just keep my mind there. Okay, this is where price will react from. This is where price could react from again if it dips. As it dipped, look at it, look at it. So those who trade trend line would have entered a sell here. Stop loss 15 to 30 pips. Then TP will be here because of this level. So this is the beauty of trend line. Okay. Without much ado, let's look at the next thing on our plate, which is okay. Before we go ahead, this was the sell I was looking at on GJ on Friday. Stop loss above. But remember, I said this level, the market was saying, not I said actually, the market was saying that price would certainly have a way of telling us that this level is not to be taken for granted, which is why you see this very strong, almost tapping our stop loss before giving us our TP. So this was a sweet one arrow that was banked, and that was it. After which you see price just stalling all through. You go to New York, London close, Asian, then this morning open of market this week, we had a bearish dip. It now, if you think this level is strong, I want to tell you that this level is even stronger. This zone we have entered is even stronger. So I'm not just going to rush into taking any sales. Even if price keeps dipping, no problem. I know when to shield my sword, and this is the time to shield it. Okay? Shield it. So this is the time to shield it. I'm just going to wait for price to give me a bullish um market structure. Okay, violating or taking out or bullishly breaching this zone, then I'll be looking to take what buys going up. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at on British pound Japanese yen. I'm not going to rush to take any sales, neither am I going to rush to take any buys yet until price has actually said, okay, pips collector, let's do this. So at the time being, I was just going to wait for price to give me what I want to see, which is potential buys. For the sales, I'm just going to be very careful. If price wants to keep dipping, good. I'll wait to see if price will dip um uh, outside this zone. Why I said no sell because if you look at this, whenever price got into here, let's close. If you look at this, whenever price got into this level, you see this strong reaction. First time, second time, what do you expect? The first time it even dipped deeper than the second time. So you see this particular pattern, deeper first time, second time less deep, third time what are you expecting? So let's see how price would react from this level or if it's going to come back up to give us that bullish momentum we talked about. So this is what I'm looking at on British pound Japanese yen. Um, I know there's always first time for something. If this is your first time on this YouTube channel, do not forget to hit that subscription button to subscribe, either notification button or bell, comment and like. Okay, without much ado, let's go to what we got next on our plate. The next thing on our plate is gold. Gold is a very interesting pair, okay, or commodity. Let me not say pair. Because gold is just crazy in the sense that some say it's a pair, as in currency pair, others say it's a commodity. Everyone is right because gold is used to pay for things, that makes it a currency, and it's a commodity because it's just a commodity. You know what I mean? Like you can't define oil being a commodity. It's a commodity. You can't define beans being a commodity or soya beans or one of these commodities is a commodity. So it's used as a means of or a medium to exchange. Okay. Is so what I'm trying to say without going too deep into fundamentals or explanation of difference between commodity and currency, let's look at gold. Gold is in this above this our demand zone. Okay. So there won't be any sales until we come below here. First of all, I need to state this clearly. And there won't be any buys until we come above this zone. So it's stuck between this big Red Sea and this strong ninja. Okay, so far gold has been doing some ping pong. Okay, so I won't be surprised if it dips low or goes high. So whichever one comes first, let's see what it plays out. At the time being, I'm just looking at waiting for price to perhaps give me some bullish momentum to take buys. This will be scenario one in the direction of the trend, or takes out this guy, gives us a bearish break, excuse me, then this will give me what? My scenario 2. So this is what I'm looking at on gold. Um, let's move to the last but not the least is Bitcoin. Okay, please don't be too optimistic about Bitcoin because like we discussed, you have to watch the forecast for Friday. Perhaps start from Thursday, then go to Friday. This is a level that we don't want to take for granted. As you can see, price did all of this. This you see here is completely faker. Price did not actually go up. It just faked out, came back in, and did what? Continue this bearish momentum. Now, if you remember what we said, let me do something. Let me draw our bullish trend line. Okay, then let's come back to where we were. Using our bullish trend line based on the first and second point, you would see clearly that the reason why we got this weak is because price respected this trend line, but now we have gotten a bearish breach, as in this trend line has been violated. So we want to see if we can get some retracement, but whichever the case, we'll be looking for further sells to retest this zone. Okay, to retest this zone. So from here, which we are to here, is a clean traffic. So this is what I'm looking at for gold. This Bitcoin rather, this is scenario 1 in the direction of the trend, or scenario 2 if we get a bullish breach and above this level. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. So this is what I got for now. You don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell. Those are here. Then comment and like. That's all I got. That's what I asked. There's love in sharing, right? So let's do that so that other persons can see and learn as well. That's all for now. Peace.